Welcome back, Indicted Democrats. And don't you just love it when Donald Trump winds up realizing he's not the smartest man in the room? You know, I know more about Al-Qaeda than the generals do. We have a long compilation video of Trump claiming how much he knows. Yet in this breaking story, he sometimes forgets, because he's so arrogant, exactly who his audience is. And when it comes to his retribution tour and what he's going to do to all of his political enemies, he may have just stepped in a bear trap. Remember when he pushed the federal judge who did this?
More breaking news tonight. The U.S. attorney under heavy pressure from President Trump to charge a New York State official the president considers a political enemy is stepping down.
Until we have really gotten into the Trump administration, is a president so willing to take his hand and slam it down on one side of the scale.
And then he claimed that what he was doing wasn't a list.
We begin this hour with President Trump's retribution tour, entering uncharted waters with a stunning indictment of former FBI Director James Comey.
It's not a list, but I think there'll be others. I mean, they're corrupt. These were corrupt, radical left Democrats, because Comey essentially was he was worse than a Democrat. I would say the Democrats are better than Comey.
But we also know from some of his Truth Social postings that he plans to go after, for example, Adam Schiff and some of his competitors and rivals in the Democratic legislature.
And yet still, he did in this breaking story what he loves doing, which is make history even when he's completely wrong. This.
In an historic development, a federal grand jury indicted former FBI Director James Comey late yesterday in connection with congressional testimony that he gave in September of 2020.
And of course, Trump pushed his Attorney General Pam Bondi to bring the charges.
And those charges coming just days after the president publicly pressured Attorney General Pam Bondi to pursue cases against his opponents, including Comey by name.
And of course, Comey denies the accusation.
In that testimony, Comey told Senator Ted Cruz that he stood by testimony from 2017, denying he authorized a leak of information. Comey now charged with one count of making a false statement and one count of obstruction of a congressional proceeding.
And in the end, what does Trump do? He goes and gets an attractive woman who was his personal attorney, who has no experiences and completely unqualified to do this, to bring the charges. This.
Trump using his personal attorneys because he knows their loyalty. Lindsay Halligan, we've talked about her, who has never prosecuted anything. What does it say to you, Liz, that Lindsay Halligan has this?
Yeah, Lindsay Halligan is a sham prosecutor. She has no relevant experience. She has no knowledge of what she's doing. She apparently had to be tutored in how to present a case to the grand jury so that she could do so to get this indictment against James Comey. She had to do that because nobody else in the entire Eastern District of Virginia U.S. Attorney's Office was willing to go into that grand jury and present that evidence.
But oh my, in this breaking story, James Comey just threw a massive curveball right into Donald Trump's mouth. Here is the story. Check this out. Breaking news. Former FBI Director James Comey makes a masterful chess move against Donald Trump's sham political prosecution by challenging the appointment of the MAGA U.S. attorney targeting him. The White House never saw this one coming. In a newly filed notice, Comey's attorneys informed the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Virginia that they will be formally challenging the appointment of Lindsay Halligan as interim U.S. attorney. Halligan was given the job after her predecessor failed to execute Trump's demands for political prosecutions. She has no prior federal prosecutorial experience. Comey's lawyers said that the motion is challenging the lawfulness of the appointment of the United States Attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia on October 20th. In quotes, the court advised that arraignment that such motion will require designation of and assignment to an out-of-district judge to hear and resolve that motion, they wrote. Thus, in the interest of efficiency and to avoid any unnecessary delay in such process, Mr. Comey files the instant notice to formally alert the court. Halligan, a former Miss Colorado contestant, previously served as Trump's personal attorney. This administration is not even attempting to hide what it's doing here. They are blatantly abusing the power of the Justice Department to target Trump's perceived enemies. Once Democrats retake power, all of them should be investigated for corruption. You see, that's what happens, Donald, when you try to do something that's essentially not only blatantly wrong, not only dictatorial based on your position as president, not only trying to take out your personal vendettas from the presidential pulpit, but also taking somebody under your wing who shouldn't be doing this, who whoopsie poop maybe doesn't quite understand the law. Good for James Comey for pulling the angle they have pulled. You guys like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, and damn, stay frosty.